What's up, guys? Got a double header for you. First one's going to be with the grass deck. Second one's going to be with the water deck. Now, the grass deck does fine. It's probably one of the more fun decks I run. And this first game is actually very quick just because he tries to do all these things. I believe I'm fighting a variation of the Chandelure Dodrio deck, you know, the one that switches with the Eerie Shadow and whatnot. And I also have, what else? I believe my second game is with the Rain Dance deck. For now, I'm just going to put the one energy on Hoppip and then go ahead and attack. I'm not going to go ahead and Oak out because I do have a Rare Candy and a Jumpluff in my hand. What I don't know is that I'm actually in danger of getting donked right now because he's going to put down a DCE in a little bit. If his attack burns and I do take burn damage, then that's it. I'm done right on the first turn. I was kind of looking at it right now, and I was like, oh, okay, it's a Litwick, not going to do too much. DCE, okay, now it'll do much, because 20 and then plus 20 from burn damage, I would be dead. Fortunately, that is not the case. I'm going to go ahead and spoil like the next couple seconds for you. I see that he uses Professor Um's training method to get a Dodrio, so if Oak can pull me into a catcher and I can kill it off before he gets it into play, that'll be great, but I'll need a little bit more Pokemon in play in order to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and Oak out. Hopefully I get 2 basic Pokemon. That would be fantastic. Pull Hoppip and Cleffa, which is great because, you know, Jumpluff has the free treat. And I also come into some catchers as well, so couldn't really ask for anything more in this scenario. Get to kill off the Doduo before it enables his free treat. And then, since my hand's kind of stuck, after I evolve Skiploom, I can just get out of there, go to Cleffa, shuffle out for a new hand. This game is basically just like, think of a kid at the grocery store that really wants candy and he keeps trying to put it in the cart, and his mom keeps throwing it out until he throws a tantrum. That's basically what's happening here. You know, he's trying to get his candy, and I'm like, no, you stop that. You're going to spoil your dinner. I'm about to make, you know, pasta for everyone. There's no need to be a little shit with your Snickers bars. Just stop it. Just stop it right now. So, as you can see, there are a shit ton of basic Pokemon in play. I was kind of thinking about it, and I was like, maybe I can shut down that Litwick on the bench, too. I'm not really too worried about anything at the moment. He decides to go for his attack that does 30. And then, I think I do. I think I just catch out the Litwick on the bench, get another kill. I'm like, stop it. Just stop it. You're traumatizing me. But now there are only 4 Pokemon on the field, which kind of hurts the amount of damage I'm going to be able to do. But he puts out another Litwick, and I'm just like, you fucking need to stop that. Okay, he's going to end. That's fine. If I come into a Junk Arm, I can kill that thing off too. I don't remember if I do. Hand right now definitely kind of sucks. But I see that he's got Ralts going on, which means that I think he only needs 2 Psychic Energy to attack with the things. I don't really know what this Ralts is doing in here. I mean, interesting. Whatever. Decide to Pecom out Skiploom for another Jumpluff. And then you can kind of see that my Jumpluff in the front has taken a beating. So it's going to be good that I actually go ahead and get this thing out. But other important thing that I need to do right now is take out the Lampent before it does any lasting damage to the 2 Jumpluffs that I have out right now. I decided to go for the Mass Attack because it does do 80 damage thanks to, you know, him boosting that, and that's kind of cool. Looking at it, he can't really do any damage with anything. I was kind of thinking that he would switch in a Ralts and then just do 10 damage, but maybe he doesn't have a DCE or anything like that. I'm hoping he doesn't. That way I'm actually just going to be able to kill things off, and then I think on this next turn I decided to retreat out. I should have retreated out on the other turn, but you can see that he just, like, he puts down a Pokemon Center, so after I get my Jumpluff into play, the other one, I can start healing off the one on the bench, which is like, okay, cool. Retreating now. As you can see, there are 8 Pokemon on the field. 80 damage, takes out the Lampent as well. And just basically shutting down a shit ton of things. I also have the plus power in play, so in case I fall short of a KO by 10 points, then great. But he's just powering me up, and it's like, this is not helping you at all. An early game Jumpluff is just annihilating everything. And now I can kind of see the little thing that he has going on here. He's got a Mewtwo EX lying in the wing, so I'm actually really glad that I was able to take out as many things as I did when I did. But decided to go for the Pokemon Center that he put down, and I believe he scoops right here just because he's like, okay, that kind of sucks. But I can take out the Kirlia and things like that, but we're just going to go ahead and jump right into the next game. That was a really quick one. Just goes to show you what Jumpluff can do when it's sent out so early in the game. Next one is a Rain Dance one. I took this one. I think this was the last game I took last night. I was getting pretty upset, and there was only like 4 people in the room or something like that. But, yeah. We'll just jump right into it. As you can see, I get a lot of basic Pokemon, and on top of that, I get an Oak, which is really nice. So, get the Cleffa and the Manaphy for hand shuffling, And then I also have something to invest energy in, which is either Manaphy to start pulling the Totodile Evolution line out of my deck, or Kyurem just to start getting energy on it. Now, I've seen a lot of people suggest that I use Lapras from the new set. Lapras only lets you get basic Pokemon. Mantine lets you get one, but of any Pokemon you need. So, I mean, I could get, like, my bench stocked up pretty quickly and stuff, but for the most part, if I want to find the other stuff, then it doesn't really end up working out too well, which is why I'm going to stick with Mantine. I don't really need to add any more electric weaknesses into this deck as is. I think only Golduck's weak to it, and then Manaphy's weak to it. Manaphy's not really worth talking about. But as you can see, I stay weak. Somewhat important because, you know, his Tyrogue does 30 damage with its Mischievous Punch to Baby Killer. I've referred to it as a Baby Killer, and I will continue referring to it as a Baby Killer because it kills baby Pokemon. As you can see, he has a bunch of baby Pokemon out, and by a bunch, I mean 2. But if he's running an electric deck, he's going to have Tynamos, which might as well be baby Pokemon. Now, you run the 40 HP one just so you can actually not die to Kyurem's Glaciate. So the fact that he saw Kyurem probably led him to pick that one as opposed to a different one. For now, he takes me out, and I send out Mantine, I think, just to... I was going to hunt for, like, the Feraligatr Evolution line, but it turns out I already have it. So I'm actually just going to put a Water Energy down on Mantine, and I believe get myself a second Kyurem because I can just Rare Candy up for the Feraligatr next turn. And then it turns out I don't have it, so I just end up getting a Psyduck. That's fine too. He wakes up, not a big deal. I have a arguably better setup, and as soon as my Mantine dies, I can send in Manaphy to shuffle out my hand, get some more Water Energies going on. You guys know how this deck works. It's all good. What is it? Not Manaphy. Tyrogue's Mischievous Punch isn't affected by resistance, which I do have resistance in my fighting, and the card started doing a really weird thing right there. Found that kind of funny. But Zekrom has enough energy to attack, so he's actually just going to go ahead and shut me down right there. Cool thing is I still can use Twins. Problem is I'm still kind of vulnerable as to what I'm able to do right now. My best bet is to probably... Well, first off, I'm going to Rare Candy for the Feraligatr thingy while I still can. And then I think I'm going to use Twins to get a catcher because I want that Electric to be stuck. I don't really want a Zekrom out there, I suppose. So I'm just going to get a Water Energy just to have something to put down that turn. I want to get this Kyurem set up as soon as possible because there are the babies. And then if I can get Electric out into the main spot, I can just, you know, attack everything while he's just kind of waiting to switch it out. So... I get some Water Energy. If I need to Junk Arm for a catcher, I can do that, and then I can use Fisherman to get the energy right back, as well as the other energy that was discarded. I think the only other energy that was discarded was Mantine's, but I think it might come into play. I don't remember. Anyway, another Tynamo goes down. I'm not able to snipe these out, which kind of sucks. I kind of wish they were the 30 HP ones, but can't really get everything the way going the way you wanted to, I suppose. Energy, I'm a little bit dry. But I draw into another one, and then I can go ahead and Rain Dance this turn since now I actually have energy. So that's what I do. Put enough down on Kyurem to do that, and then do I Rain Dance? I'm looking to see how many energies are in the discard pile so I can determine whether or not I want to use Fisherman. Not yet. It's a little too soon. I'll probably let Kyurem die, and then once it does die, I can just go ahead and... I can just Fisherman out those. But I kill off his babies on the bench, and there's my second Kyurem, so that's going to be pretty fun. Can't get the second one built up right away, but I do have a switch in my hand, so I can go ahead and I can retreat, go into Manaphy, and then just continue shuffling out my hand. It looks like he's stuck there for the time being, and I can't use Twins since I basically tied up the score, which is kind of a don't moment, but I had no idea I was going to draw into Twins, so whatever. Kyurem goes down on the bench, just going to go ahead and use Switch. I'm pretty sure I either Switch or I don't remember what I do. It would be stupid just to manually... Okay, I guess I'm manually switching just to have an excuse to use Fisherman. Whatever. That really doesn't make any sense. I guess just to not waste the switch as well, just in case he catches out Feraligatr for whatever reason. Feraligatr's not weak to Electric, so if he hits it with a Bull Strike, I will still live, and I can kind of preserve it. And then I guess just Fisherman... this was really just to have an excuse just to get the extra Water Energy out. It's kind of stupid, but at the same time, it kind of just gets rid of cards that I don't need in my deck as well. Whatever. Don't want to use that switch, so I just flush out my hand right now. Don't really end up drawing into anything too awesome. Just 2 Water Energies, which is nice, don't get me wrong. I just wish it was a little more. I only run, well, I actually run a lot more energy in this deck as opposed to other ones. I believe in this deck I have 18 water energies, which is enough, assuming all of my energies are in play to KO any EX, but that opportunity rarely comes along. You gotta be pretty lucky and not get any of those energies in the prizes. It's pretty rare. As you can see, I get both of my Golducks set up. Both Kyurems are now at this point of... I guess I'm not going to set up that second one. I had the opportunity to, but not going to. Figure as long as his Electric's stuck, I can go ahead and just keep, shuffling out my hand. Don't draw into any energy on this turn. What the shit? That's a little annoying. But at this point, he does put down one energy on it, and I'm thinking, okay, now is probably going to be a good time to get out of here. To go ahead and try to kill off some things. Zekrom cannot kill off my Kyurem unless it has a plus power going on. If he does, I can just fisherman out all the energy and just kind of go from there. Manaphy's got free treat, so that's nice. Glaciating the things like we used to before Next Destinies was out, and just putting 30 damage on everything. What happens here? If he wants the Bolt Strike for... I don't think he can't get out yet. Looking at it, that thing has 60 damage. This Zekrom has 100. I will take it out on this turn, as well as I believe... I think I take out 3 things on the field in this turn, so that's kind of hot. 3 prizes for me. A Water Energy for that second Kyurem. A Water Energy for the Golduck. And a Totodile for no fucking reason whatsoever. Anyway, if he wants the Bolt Strike, I don't know how he's going to... Actually, he can. He's only got 1 energy. He's kind of fucked at this point. That's how the game goes. Decides to use plus power. Lots of plus power, which kind of surprises me. But you can see that he's kind of desperate to get some things into play, so he's going to Junk Arm out, a switch and a Junk Arm, get himself a dual ball, and hopefully not be screwed over, even though it's like I can just take out the Zekrom on this next turn with the Golduck. I have a catcher in my hand. Kind of futile. So, what do we got going on? He has a Tyrogue, so it looks like he's going to be chancing on a Tyrogue to be asleep. Even though, if he had 2 prizes left, this would probably work. But as you can see, he's illegal Junk Arming too, which is like, you son of a fucking bitch. I'm going to kill that thing off whether you like it or not. You're supposed to Junk Arm out 2 cards at a time, but he's going to go ahead and abuse it. And that bitch is using a glitch. So, I decided to put down Water Energy on Golduck. Not that it really ends up mattering too much since his Tyrogue stays awake. So I'm just going to get the satisfaction of putting down as much energy as possible. Everything is set up aside from my Feraligatr, but I decide if you're going to do that, I'm going to take my sweet time getting this win, because that's rude. That is very, very rude. Okay, speaking of rude, I guess the Eviolite glitch still isn't fixed, because I had that happen the other day. It works on some and it does on others. It works on some and then it doesn't work on others. I don't know. And I still don't know about Rare Candy on Gardevoir at this point either, but still riddled with things that need to be fixed. But I figured I would do that, and then that's the end of the game. The end of the games, I suppose. These were the shorter games I got, but I do still have a couple more sitting on my desktop that I'm going to render today on this lovely Saturday afternoon. So that'll do it for this one. If you guys enjoyed it, you're welcome to leave a like, rating, comment, subscribe, do your thing. Got plenty more coming your way. We do not have a TCGO shortage for, coming for a while. So look forward to those, and I will see you guys next time.